I'm starting early. Hi, y'all. Good morning. Welcome to All Souls. This is a congregation that is built on covenant instead of creed. Excuse me. We don't have to believe alike, to love alike, and to try to... We do have a covenant in which we agree that how we treat other people matters, and how we live in this world matters. If you talk to anybody that's a member, you'll hear a different story from each one of them about their faith journey and what their deepest convictions may be. But that doesn't keep us from having common values and being on a spiritual journey. We encourage people to seek what is true in their heart and follow that with some commitment. We front load to that end, whoever you are, whatever your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity. If you care to be here with us in mutuality, you are always welcome. And we front load the service with a little bit of information. Do we have a board person of the day today?
Good morning. All right. The giveaway the plate for the month of February is the League of Women Voters of Caddo Bossier, sorry. The regular activities for our voter registration, education, advocacy. They've also been offering Know Your Rights trainings for people dealing with ICE and Border Patrol. Volunteer of the month is Eric First. Yay. He pretty much has done everything. There's a lot to list, but we appreciate him very much. He is very, like the head of our building and grounds. He's been amazing at that. And he's having to kind of step back a little bit. So if we can get people to come in and help with that, that would be amazing. This month is going to be the 21st of February. It got moved, but it's usually the second Saturday of the month, usually. Also, next Sunday after church, they're having a Mardi Gras party for the Highland Parade at the Russell Peck household. If y'all need the address, just get with Jennifer or James. Not putting it online for everybody. What else? I think that's it. Thanks.
And that was Kelly Coffey, our devoted treasurer. I had just one thing to add. UUJME, or Unitarian Universalists for Justice in the Middle East, will be meeting via Zoom on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, right, Taha? 6 o'clock. And so if you would like to get that link and join us, you can talk to Taha Hyatt. He's right there. He's going to wave his hand so you can see him. And we're going to be planning some events, maybe another movie showing, or who knows? We'd like to get together and brainstorm about that. So talk to Taha if you'd like to join us. Thanks.
Hey, well, if you'll let the seat hold you up and relax yourselves into where your mind and feet are in the same place. Take a few comfortable breaths. I'm on steroids and Zyrtec and Flonase, and so I'm trying not to speak too loudly or I will lose my voice, and I apologize for that. Anyway, I hope y'all can breathe deeper than I can. And let us enter a spirit of elevating and contemplating matters of worth, which is the Old English root of the word worship.
Ishe olawa kole bajeo. Ishe olawa kole bajeo. Ishe olawa kole bajeo. Ishe olawa kole bajeo. Kole bajeo, kole bajeo, kole bajeo, kole bajeo. Ishe olawa, 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 kole bajeo. Kole bajeo. Kole bajeo. Kole bajeo. Kole bajeo. Ishe olawa, kole bajeo. Ishe olawa, kole bajeo.
I forgot to mention that we are currently, theoretically, in our study of world religions pillar or season in the church. We rotate through 5 major topics every year, and in the children's education classes, they go through these in this cycle, and we try to coordinate to some degree the worship service topics and the adult education topics. We have kind of let some things bleed together here, but the topics are Unitarian Universalist identity, Jewish and Christian heritage, world religions, peace, social justice, and the interdependent web of life, and personal spiritual growth and development. So we'll today do a little bit of world religion, a little bit of Unitarian Universalism, and a little bit of Jewish Christian heritage and social justice. So I guess we're blanketing things today. Welcome. Welcome, beloveds. We come to spiritual community this morning with many hopes in our hearts. The hope for inspiration, the hope for comfort, the hope for renewal. So in this time and space, may inspiration water our thirsty souls. In this time and space, may renewal course through our veins as electric as a surge of energy, as serene as a nourishing meal, as contagious as joy, and bring us vitality and rejuvenation. May our time together this morning not only be a comfort, but also be a confrontation. Here may we find peace in times of tumult and invite tumult into lives that are placid or too peaceful. May we find calm in times of restlessness and allow restlessness to evolve into action. Let this be the place you consider what you've never considered. And imagine for yourself something new and unthinkable. May this hour bring dreams of new ways of being in this world. Let us rest from our labors, greet our neighbors, and open our being to insight and intuition of that great reality of which we are each a part. May we touch the holy in each other and be touched by the graciousness of life. Is there anyone that would like to help us with the first part of our chalice lighting this morning?
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other.
It's a new one, so you have to probably stick it in there pretty good. There you go. Thank you.
It went out again.
It's going, it's just not very visible. You're good. Thank you. We light our sometimes really flaming chalice. This is my fault, I prepared it today. Maybe not enough salt. But you are the salt of the earth, right? So, jump in. We light our flaming chalice as a beloved people, united in love and thirsting for restorative justice. May it melt away the tethers that uphold whiteness in our midst. May it spark in us a spirit of humility. May all that represents ignite within us radical love that can transform our energy into purposeful action. This is a symbol of audacious hope. That shines across our shared past, signaling our intention to listen deeply and reflect wisely, and move boldly towards our highest ideals. We face a challenge to democracy, which, if you remember our principles that were before the values, was one of our principles. Anyway, That challenge calls us to hope in moments of despair. That challenge asks us to persist in faith so that we can, as we must, make a difference. Before this light, may we recommit to truth in our own lives and words and actions, so that we may live as we believe people should live. Would you please rise in body or spirit and say with me the unison affirmation? Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. As we stand in body or spirit to sing together our opening hymn, what has been called the national anthem of the African American community. We had a version of it on the prelude. I want to ask each of you to keep in mind, if you will, the unthinkable cruelty and hardships that the people about whom and for whom it was written. Why is this getting so quiet? I'm sorry, that's not good. Had to endure along their generations long path that is still not over. They knew deep in their hearts that days of compassion, still not yet realized, will come one day. So let us sing together, if you will. Words will be up here. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound high as the lonely sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the yet with a steady beat, and not our weary feet come to the place, for it's all this time. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the bright gleam of the white star has passed. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou hast brought us thus far on our way. Thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever on the path lest our feet stray from the places our God. Drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand. True to our God, true to our native land. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning. I want to ask everybody, kids and grown-ups alike, have you ever made art for social justice or made art for change? Anyone ever done that? Posters for the protest. That is art for change. Some of those get very creative. Yeah. Bob, what were you going to say?
Yes.
And would you like to elaborate?
Well, I am very focused on giving animals a chance to survive. So I made a poster years ago about keeping in mind that animals like rhinoceri are on the verge of extinction, but so are the people in the native people in Alaska, and so are the people in the Brazilian forests.
So it sounds like you made art to kind of illustrate the interdependent web and how we're all related and our lives depend on each other. Thank you. Yes, Ava. Okay. Ava said she made a Black Lives Matter poster that still hangs on the inside of the door to your room, like at home. Yeah. It has names all over it of people that were shot by the police or otherwise. Oh, famous African American people. That's wonderful. This one writes songs. Really good ones. Love can bring a brute down. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, Suzanne.
We have a number of artists that protest against injustice.
We do. She said we have a number of artists that protest against injustice. Yeah, Taha was going to tell us about something. Do you want to come show us? Come show us.
This was made by my friend in ICE detention, so he gave it to me as a gift before he left. So it's made out of bread and flour and pieces of bread and water, and they make it into a clay.
And shoe polish, right? Don't they color it with shoe
or
polish?
toothpaste.
Yeah. Bread, yeah, bread and.
And he said it's supposed to be kind of like a toy, like like an instrument. Yeah.
Like a fidget?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's amazing the things in detention that they've made out of bread. Well, I want to talk to you this morning about art that was made for change, about the song that we just sang, Lift Every Voice and Sing. And it was written by these two men who are brothers. It's James Weldon Johnson, I believe, on the left. Is the picture still up? Yeah, wonderful. James Weldon Johnson is on the left, and he wrote the words. He wrote a poem. And the way this started, he and his brother actually were already musicians, and he was a high school principal. He had worked his way up to be principal of Staunton High School in Jacksonville, Florida. And they would go in the summer, though, and write music for Broadway. I mean, he and his brother were already a musical team. They were, just to think that that was their side gig, and that they were going to New York in the summertime and working on Broadway. But he was a high school principal, and they were planning a big celebration for Abraham Lincoln's birthday, to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday. This would have been 1899 when they asked him to do something, to write a poem or make a speech or something. And the celebration was going to be in 1900, so right at the turn of the 20th century. And he decided that he wanted to work with his brother and write a song. And he said that once he started to think about it, there was this moment where the song just came to him. And he described it as being in ecstasy, and just that the words just came out. And then he handed it over to his brother, and his brother wrote the music to go with it. And that was that song, Lift Every Voice and Sing. So at the birthday celebration that February for Abraham Lincoln's birthday, which was a big day to celebrate in the African American community, because of course Abraham Lincoln had declared emancipation and had at least ended that stage of slavery. We can talk about other forms of slavery that have persisted, but this Abraham Lincoln's birthday was a big deal, and so they had this huge celebration, and 500 school children came together to sing that song at the celebration. And it was huge, and they practiced for a long time, so the kids really internalized it. And so what happened was, the brothers kind of not really forgot it. They were happy they'd done it, and they were moving on to other projects and things. Oh, the sign just fell off the door in the floor. Anyway, but all of a sudden they realized the kids remembered it, teachers remembered it, the parents remembered it, and they would sing it over and over with their children. The children grew up and were singing it to their children, and at some point it became what was then called the Negro National Anthem. Now it's called the African American National Anthem. And it's a song about what has happened in the past, the pain and the horror of what's happened in the past, but also the hope for the future, and the reminder that with all that we've come through, we have to keep that hope alive, and we have to keep working toward a time of justice and equity for all of our people, right? Yeah? So with that is a lovely ringtone, whoever that is. It's like church bells, thank you. Anyway, we're gonna sing our children and youth to their class. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
This has been the third week of the Side with Love campaign called 30 Days of Love. Side with Love is our action coordinating branch of the Unitarian Universalist Association. And every year from Dr. King's birthday till Valentine's, there's actually something else, President's Day. They have 30 Days of Love, and they send out emails that include reflections and coloring pages for kids and videos and songs. We will be, in this service, there are 2 of the songs that were included in this week's 30 Days of Love. And this story also came from that this week. In the season of darkness, I find it easy to nest, grounded in revelations that come out of the long nights. But as the winter solstice gives way to the growing of the light, it is time once again to begin to open up and connect. When was the last time we went outside? Not just on a hike or walk, but outside of our friends, family, and network. The last time we took a risk, felt awkward, greeted someone we did not know, attended a meeting of a new group, or asked a neighbor for coffee. When my father comes to visit, he likes to bake cookies for a small army. In order to not allow my kids or myself to enter sugar shock, every year I'm inclined to wrap them up, or some of them up, for neighbors in my townhouse complex and deliver them. It's extraordinary how much joy this gives my neighbors, how appreciative of this they are. I always get text messages with many exclamation points. I do not bake much, let alone remember to make enough for neighbors. I get mired down in my own worries, concerns, and responsibilities. But every year, my dad bakes and then asks me, who might be alone this holiday and want some? Years ago, my friend Kai Lumumba Barrow introduced me to the work of Laura Mvula, especially her green garden. I love the beauty and Black excellence of her work, and I love the way she shares the idea of take me outside. The video and song remind me to move myself from concrete emptiness to undomesticated land as much as possible. I read her words, I go wherever you go, wherever you take me. I go not as a submission to another person, but as a letting go to spirit itself. A union with the collective that is at the heart of mobilization. Excuse me. You want to come read it?
And let me know if you can tag back in. A union with the collective that is at the heart of mobilizing. We go outside together, understanding very little can be changed alone, but together we can transform much more than we could imagine. Even now, perhaps especially now, as we see a return and draw to the analog of life and life itself, springing and decomposing on into and from the earth. Orange sugar cookies in foil on a doorstep, building the campaigns of our dreams and inviting each other in. To be invited, to be gifted, to be thought of, one of the greatest quiet joys of life. A joy we can give freely and generously when we invite each other to mobilize for what matters in this new year. I invite you to consider, where are you wishing to be invited into? What are you part of that brings you joy that you can invite others into? What could you be part of building in the new year that would make you want to join and to invite?
Just so you know, Quick Care says I don't have the flu or COVID. I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but AI attributes Mark Twain with having said, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes." A pessimist says history repeats itself because it has no choice. There's no future in it. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, and those who do learn from it are doomed to watch everybody else repeat it. A robber walks into a bank, points his gun at the teller and says, "Give me all your money or you will be geography." The teller laughs and says, "You mean history." The robber replies, "Look, don't be trying to change the subject." We find ourselves living at a time in which it is not unreasonable, in this country as well as many others, to question the direction that moral arc is bending. The national story that most of us are familiar with or know best is that of the United States. And the parts of that we know best are the ones that we have actually lived through or been connected with. And still, we know these movements, destructive influences, powers of cold greed and violent cruelty have been a part of every era, every land, and every people. We can imagine that history might repeat, and still we have, for generations now, held on to the idea that this is not a real circle. It doesn't just come back to exactly where it was before. It's at very least a spiral, where it comes back to a similar spot, but it's a little more elevated. A little more is disclosed. And perhaps as humankind evolves, we have a little greater understanding of that. What exactly comes next is for anyone on earth to guess, because nobody knows for sure. As Unitarian Universalists and religious liberals, we keep hoping, believing, and working to make something better than it was before. But we do sometimes lose heart. Viktor Frankl, a survivor of the Holocaust and an author, came to believe that a person's will to meaning is what is most worthwhile in life. He claims that there are three ways to find meaning in life: through work, through love, and through suffering. These days can call us to all three, either as a witness or a participant. People of deep faith walk stony roads, but they are rooted in and bolstered and buoyed by that faith. Devotion to any one of the major world religious traditions comes with prescribed paths of addressing the dark times and grounding in belief that better things are attainable and before them. They have depth of conviction, a well, if you will, as well, from which to draw for restoration and fortification. Each ancient tradition has storehouses from millennia, wisdom of the ages, from those who may have walked very similar paths thousands of years before them. They have organized guidance and inspiration that they trust without fail. I have mentioned more than once over the years that Dr. King considered Unitarian and Universalist faiths. I'm not sure if they were before or after the merger, the time that he went to check us out. But he found them lacking the narratives and strong stories that were solid enough to support a whole movement, a foundation for a broad, unshakable building structure. I do not know what personal spiritual practices most of you have. I do not know what you turn to that's unshakable in your own confidence. That faith and reason to believe the arc continues to bend always toward justice, no matter how cruel times become or off balance humankind may appear. Years ago, I had a graduate course that was taught here in town in mysticism. It was taught by the then rabbi of B'nai Zion, Michael Matchison, and a woman named Mickey Cowan, who was a dyed-in-the-wool Catholic, and he called her his prayer and meditation mentor. She taught Enneagram, she taught dream interpretation, she was the chaplain at the Oaks for a good while. But in their class, they taught us that while people may follow many spiritual paths in their lifetime or land in any number of places on their journey, most often, if they're going to have an experience of a life-changing mystical type, that experience will manifest through the language, metaphors, and imagery of the tradition they grew up in. There's a reason. I'll get to some of it in a little bit, but reading some of Dr. King's words again this week touched me very deeply. Excuse me. In ways that go beyond words in my life, they hearken back to dreams and feelings and ideas from my childhood. His words stir up reverberations and things that somehow are clear to me, but they were prelingual. They're before I had language for anything. It was just experience. I do not doubt that that is because I grew up in a devout Christian home. My father would go on mission trips and be gleaming from the experiences when he came back home. He told me stories of encountering truly desperate people, individuals to whom he was able, through his own faith, to offer a message and hope that provided ground for them, solid enough for them to stand on again and regain their dignity and sense of purpose for life. No doubt some of those stories were the same ones that Dr. King expanded an already developing and long-lived, before his time, movement on. Much of the hard-earned ground from which that movement made is being stripped away and broadened to threaten more communities, every race, every gender, every tradition of faith, with the exception of white male Christians. I cannot know or say what new and perhaps even greater challenges may face us that this runaway train will carry us to before we have the opportunity to halt it and put it back on a more reasonable track. But I do believe that anchoring in something profound and deep in your life, something that rings that true to you, an experience, a truth, something that awakens in you the ineffable and a conviction that just cannot be taken away from you, is pretty much the only way you get through the kind of trials that peoples before us have had to face. The only way to live out the transforming love that we profess here every Sunday is to do it with deep conviction and a capacity for compassion that grows throughout your life. I would like us to read some of Dr. King's words together. I hope they might encourage you to consider the source of your courage and grounding, because we are called to action for our faith, compassion, justice, and healing for all humankind. Love is the verb. Let our actions speak louder than words. Miss Susan, would you come lead the responsive reading?
I will read the words that are not in bold, and then we'll read together the ones in bold. We have a task, and let us go out with a divine dissatisfaction. Let us be dissatisfied until America will no longer have a high blood pressure of creeds and an anemia of deeds. Let us be dissatisfied until the tragic walls that separate the outer city of wealth and comfort from the inner city of poverty and despair shall be crushed by the battering rams of the forces of justice. Let us be dissatisfied until those who live on the outskirts of hope are brought into the metropolis of daily security. Let us be dissatisfied until slums are cast into the junk heaps of history and every family will live in a decent, sanitary home. Let us be dissatisfied until the dark yesterdays of segregated schools will be transformed into bright tomorrows of quality integrated education. Let us be dissatisfied until integration is not seen as a problem, but as an opportunity to participate in the beauty of diversity. Let us be dissatisfied until men and women, however black they may be, will be judged on the basis of the content of their character, not on the basis of the color of their skin. Let us be dissatisfied until every state capital will be housed by a governor who will do justly, who will love mercy, and who will walk humbly with his God. Let us be dissatisfied until from every city hall, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
He continues, "Let us be dissatisfied until the day when the lion and lamb shall lie down together, and every man will sit under his own vine and fig tree, and none shall be afraid. Let us be dissatisfied, and men will recognize that out of one blood God made all men to dwell upon the face of the earth. Let us be dissatisfied until that day when nobody will shout white power, when nobody will shout black power, but everybody will talk about God's power and human power." Let me parenthetically say here, we encourage people to translate language that's uncomfortable for them into usable language. Anyway, I'll continue. "I must confess, my friends, that the road ahead will not always be smooth. There will still be rocky places of frustration and meandering points of bewilderment. There will be inevitable setbacks here and there will be those moments when the buoyancy of hope will be transformed into the fatigue of despair. Our dreams will sometimes be shattered and our ethereal hopes blasted. We may again, with tear-drenched eyes, have to stand before the bier of some courageous civil rights worker's painful whose life will be snuffed out by the dastardly acts of bloodthirsty mobs. But difficult and painful as it is, we must walk on in the days ahead with an audacious faith in the future. And as we continue with charted course, may we gain consolation from the words so nobly left by the great black bard who also was a freedom fighter of yesterday. The words that he quotes then are from the hymn, "Lift Every Voice and Sing." Let this affirmation be a ringing cry that will give us the courage to face the uncertainties of the future. It will give our tired feet new strength as we continue our forward stride toward the city of freedom. I'm going to skip ahead. Let us realize that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. Let us realize that William Cullen Bryant is right. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit and sing with me another African American hymn, "There Is More Love Somewhere." You want to come up here and sing?
We're still looking for it.
All right.
There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
We will not have a choral benediction today. Unitarian transcendentalist, author, and mystic Margaret Fuller wrote, "Be revered. In thee the faithful hope that still looks forward. And keep the life spark warm of future action beneath the cloak of patient sufferance." As we have come together to share our deepest concerns, speaking and singing words of inspiration and hope, we have also committed ourselves to do what we can to ease the burdens of those who suffer, to stand for decency and compassion. We have pledged to work for a more wholesome environment for us and for all the generations that will follow. But these are just words. The hymns we sing are just songs. All our reflections are just idle thoughts. When we convert them all into loving and responsible action throughout the week, then and only then will this morning have become what we wanted it to be, a time of worship. Go in peace, go with courage, and go live a love big enough for an entire movement. Find where your roots are, your grounding, whatever that is. And do what you need to with your own spiritual practices to build it. Amen.
money grave, won't you say his name? John Crawford, say his name. John Crawford, say his name. John Crawford, say his name. John Crawford, won't you say his name? Michael Brown, say his name. Michael Brown, say his name. Michael Brown, say his name. Michael Brown, won't you say his name? Say his name. 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 Won't you say his name?
Tommy Yancey, say his name. 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 Jordan Baker, say his name. Jordan Baker, say his name. Jordan Baker, say his name. Say his name, won't you say his name? I'ma $1,000, say his name. I'ma do the y'all, say his name. I'ma do the y'all, say his name. I'ma do the y'all, say his name. 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 Won't you say his name?